And we are live. Hello folks, welcome to part 9 of Sonadow Play Ace Attorney. And joining me as per usual is my lovely girlfriend I IMShadow007. Say hello, hon.
Hello!
And of course, we're continuing on from the second case of the second game. We finished the investigation part last time, well, the first investigation. And now we're going to continue on. Now, from what I remember, the first trial for this case is pretty easy, so we'll probably get some of the second investigation done too.
Well, day 1 of the trial is pretty easy because it just introduces a new character. That's really it.
Yeah.
And it's just using the same evidence over and over again, so nothing really changes. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean?
No, I heard it's his successor this time.
Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win.
He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now, the successor. I wonder what kind of person they'll turn out to be.
It's no good. Mystic Maya! Pearly? You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map.
Don't tell me you walked all the way here.
Of course not. I ran.
That's... oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train, oh man.
Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train?
Do. I give up.
It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend.
Objection!
I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end.
Objection! Objection!
He was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life...
Maya, please don't mention that name ever again.
Huh? But why, Nick?
I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone, and he's not coming back.
What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean?
Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway.
Nick?
Yes, clearly Pearl never watched Thomas the Tank Engine. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? What is with this kid? Ahem! Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Yeah, seriously.
Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hmm?
You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct?
Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma?
I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy.
Real name Kuruma May? I see.
Kuruma May?
Yeah, that's her Japanese name.
Oh. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge.
Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Oh!
I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me.
Joke's on you, bitch! I'm into that!
Ugh.
Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Ow!
Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
Those of the Von Karma blood have only one fate. And that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch.
Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes.
Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams.
Oh, you're gonna love this character because I know how much you love tongue twisters.
I was also thinking about doing this because I was inspired by the fan dub series of Phoenix Wright. Bullshit fool, bullshitly dreams of bullshit dreams. So,
Bullshit,
no.
bullshit of bullshitting of bullshitter.
Fool, yeah. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea.
Like father, like daughter.
That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time.
Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. Could very easily make a solid case if it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. No, she's 18 in this game, was she? She was 13 in one of the investigation games.
Yeah, Franziska is, yeah.
Yeah. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone.
How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness.
She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Hey, that's what I said.
He can read your mind. Witness, your name and occupation?
Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Yeah!
Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? Yes, Kirby, but for some reason, Gumshoe calls Franziska sir. Don't worry, she ain't like Poison from Final Fight. She is a woman.
Yeah.
I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Thank you.
We'll take that.
So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time, then. Okay.
The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. It's not going to get updated again, is it? The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Just keep pressing.
The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe? Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? And why would he have...
Objection! Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol.
Well, the point is, Franziska, because this game is set in Japan and guns are illegal for Japanese citizens. The only ones who are allowed to carry it are policemen. Objection overruled. Fuck you.
Oh, you're getting the whip tonight, young man.
Ugh.
If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? There were fingerprints. Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya Faye's, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. Ah, I walked right into her hands there. Point blank, huh? So how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank?
It's right. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country.
Excuse me?
Gunpowder burn.
Gunpowder burn?
When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire. It gets real hot, pal. No, of course she doesn't have a whip, was she? Well, at least I fucking hope she doesn't.
No.
And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. I'll hang on the edge of tomorrow.
I got you. I go see what you did there. From the rules of yesterday.
Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good.
What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have been hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of the other foolish fools.
It's bullshit to listen to the bullshit of a bullshitter spewing their bullshit to bullshitters.
A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Yeah, I'm going to show you the Phoenix Wright fandom on YouTube. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Ugh, what a pain. Literally. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence.
Okay. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case.
Naturally.
This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme.
Your Honor, feel free to slam the little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true. Mr. Wright? Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty?
Yes.
It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
See? Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense because now would be a time to do so?
No.
This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think this through all the way.
Plead not guilty.
If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. Ow! Bitch.
You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective?
Yes, sir.
Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike.
Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Oh! Ow! Oh, do it again. Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. Yes.
Because we are missing one piece of evidence. You'll know later. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of that's what she's reading my mind. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Now she can read my mind.
Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime.
There it is.
As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse?
Huh, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to stalk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Yeah, that'd be like someone said to me, Mr. Mark Marshall. That just sounds weird.
Or Miss Nicole Zambrano.
Yeah.
No. Just keep pressing.
Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Is everyone trying to kill me today? Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? This blood on the costume. Lab results show it's the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well...
Objection! If you must change the topic, then a good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on.
Yes, Miss Von Karma's perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do?
Press further.
Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume.
I see it.
I see it too. I just have to look harder. Mr. Right. Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it.
Ha! Poke a hole in it? I see what you did there. There's one little thing.
Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now.
Look on the sleeve.
Yep. I asked the court to please look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole there. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me! No one ever tells me shit! A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding?
Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue their testimony that just now was a fluke, nothing more. There's a contradiction in that statement, actually.
Objection! How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight! Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony.
I know where it is.
Yes, sir. There we go.
There it is. Right there. Present the clothes.
I know. Objection! Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right! It seems you're correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. All right, the wind seems to be shifting.
Ha!
What is with that? Are you finished yet, laugh?
Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Miss Von Karma?
It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
Ah! Now that you... Why, that's right. Oh! Oh! Jake!
Which means... the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No! Well, yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
Huh? How so? Ah!
Just don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day.
Perkamsha.
With the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed.
There it is.
The defense then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright? On the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. It turns me on. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
It's when Gumshoe said they were too close.
Yeah.
Present the clothes again.
So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
But that's the problem. Because they were... if they were too close, there should have been a burn.
Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection! I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away.
Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking.
Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that?
Objection! As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that.
Well, then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have had some space between the doctor and herself. And while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy you.
That does make an awful lot of sense.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here.
Your Honor, the testimony is bullshit.
There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Oh!
Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. Oh, we do have something.
There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking.
The folding screen.
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point to the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Where? What? Nobody tells me shit, seriously! Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hole hit his folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At the time, the defendant was in this area.
Near the folding screen. No, down lower.
Somewhere around here.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath.
It's got it lower than...
Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning.
Oh.
Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure.
In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright.
Boom.
Yeah. Aim it lower to the corner of the folding screen.
What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. Here?
Little lower. Little to the right.
There?
Little bit lower. Little bit to the right. A little more.
There?
Yeah.
She was standing here, near the folding screen. Oh wait, I mistook a part of that as the folding screen. My mistake.
It's alright. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim?
That's impossible.
But why?
You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume.
Ugh. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You!
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
It changes everything.
Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen?
Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing the strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense.
Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the...
Objection!
Or not.
Or not.
Blast radius of disaster.
I love that line! You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me.
Ugh. Of all things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile?
Detective. How dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How is it all my fault?
You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later.
I can already picture what it is. Punishment?
Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness.
Next witness? It's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness.
Not bad, huh? I did my homework.
Phew, that was a close one.
I know you were giving it all to defend me, but I could feel a death penalty hanging in the air.
I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone to believing you.
Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart.
Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a lot of things you don't know, kid.
Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Oh, do it again.
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who witnessed this channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing?
Just fine.
Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Ugh, yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is a violence against my fair self.
That's fine.
That's fine? That ain't fine, that's a whip! Ah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify.
Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay?
Only the doc and the defendant went to the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we heard this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer, the there broke the door down. We rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place?
Wrecking course.
Excuse me?
Wrecking course. It's short for, you reckon? Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your pictures at the court.
The moment of truth. What will be in that picture?
Let's see here. This here's the picture.
It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room.
Thank you.
But there's a problem, though. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me.
Desk, I keep pressing.
Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them?
Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room.
Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client?
Anyway, folks, only the two of them went to the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue.
Was it really a gunshot?
Objection! Are you insane? You must have heard it as well.
Oh, please, I'm the only sane character in this goddamn world! Ugh.
Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot?
Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot.
And why are we here listening to the defense testify?
And the world becomes just a little crueler.
I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know, and I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up.
So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down.
Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then?
Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition?
No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man.
Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see.
The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign.
And what did you see once you broke in?
Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey?
Sure, I'm sure.
Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony.
Press harder.
Lotta, please, think back to that day one more time.
What you getting at?
I remember what you said when we broke into the room.
I was murdered.
Lotta, at a time like this?
Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya?
When you saw the murder at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct?
Well, you see...
Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry.
Good. This shifts things back to my side.
For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered? One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was Maya that went in.
It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey.
Exactly.
Rats! I'm trapped like one. Again! Are you absolutely certain of that?
Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so...
Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fay?
But there was no one else in there, you know it.
The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about...
Behind the folding screen?
What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there?
Rec given!
Huh? What in the...
Rec given. You know, you reckon? That's a given. I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Rec given? I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things... Oh!
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you?
Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth.
Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant could not be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do? If I just let this go?
What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say.
If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo?
We can't present anything yet. We got nothing.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor.
That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument.
That's enough.
Is this it? Is this all I could do?
I think it's quite obvious to the court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. I totally 100% impossible.
Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. The defense...
Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
Mia!
I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say?
But... Pearls! I remember the anime made quite a few dirty jokes at this part.
Yeah, it's like, why are these clothes too tight?
And Phoenix was like turning around blushing.
Yep. Her clothes are a bit small. Hey, just as I said that! Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go!
But how? She's already taken every advantage.
The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday?
Dr. Gray! Click.
There was another picture taken. I was murdered.
What? Click.
2 pictures.
Lotta, at a time like this!
Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. You see, there is one final piece of this puzzle.
Mia?
Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she is not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period.
Hold it! Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time.
Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any... Oh!
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony.
I swear I'm going to need to go to the hospital after this.
Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that?
But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this. Yes, the fucking hospital. Oh, alright, I'll allow it. Just for Christ's sake. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony, please, before I start bleeding out.
Like, you're paying for my insurance, my health insurance.
You're paying for my... Oh, wait, this is Japan. We have free healthcare.
It's America and the localization, so. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about?
Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber.
Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, quite literally.
When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. There it is right there.
Nothing sounds different from before.
Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press on her in those sections.
Yeah, just keep pressing. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. A good shot.
2, right?
2 what?
2 shots. You took 2 shots.
But only one has been submitted as evidence.
Miss Hart, where's the other picture you've been withholding?
No! You got it all wrong! It's not me! I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil.
Well, at least she knows herself.
Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet?
Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it.
What? Von Karma!
That's contempt of court.
Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence?
Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this? You're as bad as your father. Your Honor, the defense asks that the prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court.
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious.
But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair.
Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child?
Sometimes I wonder. Ugh, I was so angry I lost my composure.
Ever or recently, Mia?
Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all.
How could you think?
The pictures were more than or less the same, so why bother with the second? Oh, there's a very important reason for the second picture.
Exactly.
I mean, It's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence.
More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that?
If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Yes, please. Oh, there is a glaring hole in this one.
Your Honor, I would like to state that Maya does not have boobs that big.
What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture where the witness took that day of the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. Exactly.
That, and there's also something else.
What is the meaning of this?
This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that person in the picture is not Maya?
Insist it's not Maya, duh!
Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey.
Yes, I see that.
It's not her face, her whole body is taking on a different appearance. Yes, a very obvious difference.
Yeah.
There is only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant.
Order! 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 Well, yes, I believe you're correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it!
You're too soft.
Huh?
You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She's smiling.
I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center visitor's room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during her visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she's obliviously in the middle of channeling spirit.
It's unbelievable, but she can...
Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may.
Mia?
Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know the picture is illegal. But I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place.
What is she...
From the moment I showed this picture to the court, the case became all mine. After all, this image has been forever burned to the judge's mind.
I don't have even a single witty line.
It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey?
If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya?
Yes.
Your Honor?
Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see.
This picture... Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now.
A contradiction?
So,
you think you spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. I know where it is. The sleeve!
that sleeve?
Yes.
Please direct your attention here.
To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
And that's exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing.
Should be there. Ah!
There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well.
Miss Von Karma, you intend to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this.
Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument.
Don't celebrate yet.
You like to bring down the mood, don't you?
Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face.
Ugh, she's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again.
Jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? What's incompetent? What incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that the picture was of any value to this case.
I see.
She's lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything.
But you can't prove that.
Bitch, can you read my mind?
Ugh. Francisca von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that a detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion.
Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, seriously, poor guy.
I know.
In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot. Got, alright?
Got it.
Load in one shot.
Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there's only one logical explanation for the contradiction.
The shooter is someone else, I'd say. Yeah, the shooter is someone else.
The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether.
What?
Blah, 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 blah.
Order! 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 If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Oh! Ah!
Ah! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess.
A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us.
Right, witness. Ah! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know. If you are lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't you say you... Ah! I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing! There wasn't anyone else in there. Honest! You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from?
Why is it lately all I want to do is cry?
I
Well,
want to hug him.
I know.
if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where would the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright.
I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this?
Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now?
To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective.
Phoenix?
So, where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in that room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those contradictions were true.
Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with.
I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is...
Maya had left the room.
Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this.
Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being locked after by her aunt Morgan Fey. That the chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than the detective's salary. Oof.
Alright, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room.
The key.
Miss Hart, do you remember this key?
Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait! Mr. Phoenix Wright!
Yes? It looks like she's catching on.
I'm afraid to ask, but... why is that key currently in your possession?
Huh? What do you mean?
If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her.
Yes, agreed.
However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest.
Well, ain't that a kick?
Kick in the wall.
So how come you're holding it?
I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time.
That's preposterous.
This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you.
No!
It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma.
How can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Yes!
Phew.
Wow! How was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that.
Nick. I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving the room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into... Hold on. Could have gone to that room.
What are you doing?
It was lagging for a bit.
Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance?
Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearlie back home for me?
Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go? Ready to go buy some tickets?
Huh? A ticket?
Poor thing. So sheltered.
The poor baby.
I know. And we'll leave it at that for today. So next time we will do the investigation, and if there's enough time, probably the final trial.
Final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only 2 days.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah,
That's a pretty short trial.
yeah. Very rarely do cases actually go into 3 days.
Really? I thought all cases all go three days except for Rise from the Ashes.
No, they're limited to 3 days, but they don't all go to 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there, and like next week, it'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, because again, the clocks have moved forward in North America, but they haven't moved forward over here yet. They do that at the end of March over here.
Yeah.
So I think that's all for tonight. You got anything else to say, huh?
It was really fun, though. I'm actually impressed that I did my research and remembered all this, because damn.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. Good work.
Thank you. I guess I could be an attorney too. I won't.
Well, your sister's an attorney, so maybe you could get some pointers from her.
Well, she's a business attorney. She doesn't do crime stuff.
I see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that's all for tonight, so I'll catch you all later.
Bye.
Goodbye.